literally just click the go live button. Right. So in that case, we shall start with I'll get this going. I'll get this going. Right.
That any better? I've put 4 plates in the kitchen.
I better mute that. Right. So, right then, I've got no idea how many people are actually in the chat watching or anything. Hopefully, some more people will join me. If you guys can, share the link round and let people know that we're actually sitting talking. But anyway, so lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course, all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Dexter. And tonight I am being joined by Albert, who runs Click Clack Pew on Facebook, and Colin, who runs the Pump Fury page. So welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm very sorry that we're running late. It has taken us over an hour to actually sort this out and actually work out how to use Google Play or Google Hangouts Online on air or whatever it's called. So
Google Hangouts being that you can't use the app in conjunction with web-based website thing.
That seems to be the case. I'm trying to dodge my webcam here so I can actually see what's going on. Right. I've got no idea why YouTube, in conjunction with Google, would actually have a system where you can't run the app in conjunction with the web browser. It doesn't seem to make any sense to me. But anyway,
because Google.
Yeah, that's it, because Google. And Alphabet likes to take that cut. Because you do know that's what it is, don't you? Well, I mean, not exactly that, but Google is actually owned by Alphabet, and YouTube is obviously owned by Google, so everything goes back to one big giant company.
Like everything in it.
Yeah, that's it. Always goes back to one. Right, so in the chat here, we have Gaffs. Gaffs, hello there. We also have Jesh. Salute, Jesh. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I hope I did.
Probably not.
Hello there, Gaffs. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you very much, Josh, however you pronounced it. Gaffs, I watched your most recent video. I thought it was really good. It's like I said, snipers always get the best video footage. Right. So, guys, would you like to plug your? I know I've already mentioned them, but would you like to plug your Facebook pages?
The Pump Trifecta.
Yes, that's it. The Pump Trifecta.
Yeah, well, go like Pump Fury.
Yep.
Pump Fury on Facebook. I'm trying to do T-shirt sales for those who want them. At the minute, they're running about 10 quid a piece, but I have to order them myself to then have them sent to me to send them out. And
yeah,
so just 10 quid plus postage, and you can have a Pump Fury T-shirt.
And they are very nice T-shirts. I think I haven't got on today, but I like to represent the Pump Fury T-shirts quite often when I'm doing my live streams. If I thought, I could have actually worn that today. But
Sorry, I wore mine yesterday when I was out at a barbecue. So
very nice, representing at the barbecues.
Well, if I realised, I would have put mine on, but
yeah, that's it. We could have all of us could have been representing the Pump Fury T-shirts. Damn. So a quick question though, Colin. Was it a propane pump barbecue?
No, it was a proper American smoke barbecue.
Very nice.
Brisket, ribs, and smoked sausages.
You're talking my language, mate. You're talking my language.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. Brisket had been in there for about 6 hours.
Very nice, man. Very nice.
Yes, my friend is he's all but born in America, I think. So, yeah.
Born in the wrong place.
Amazing. Oh, yeah, definitely. He drives a Ford F-150. He likes country music, and he does American barbecue, so definitely born in the wrong country.
Yeah. See, Americans just do their food right.
What, big and fat?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Like us three.
Hey, I resemble that remark. You know, I can't believe when I started playing, when I first started playing paintball, I was like 13 stone and I was actually surprisingly fit. And I've slowly become heavier and fat.
I know my first introduction to the tactical seagull, which was when I first met you. You were like a twig.
Yeah.
You weren't quite Chan skinny, but you were skinny.
No. I don't think anyone's Chan skinny. But yeah.
He's great at urban games. He can fit through the door gaps. Slide him through the draft excluder.
Yeah. That's it. Just ease the gun under after him. Yeah, that's
the problem. He'll fit through, but his gun won't.
Yeah. That's it. Well, what I think was it MVP? Was it last year or was it 2 years ago now? Where he was able to basically lie down behind a broken door on the floor and shoot through a hole in it. I think he pretty much just had other people shouting out locations for him to shoot at.
Yeah, we had a guy he's since retired from paintball, but he was a very similar build to Chan.
Yeah,
and he could be crouched down behind something about 1.5 feet tall, but still have both feet flat on the floor. I have no idea how he did it.
Pilates.
He'd literally be have 2 feet flat on the floor, and then all of a sudden he'd be up and running. It's like, how you were like 1/2 foot tall a minute ago?
Just like a coiled spring. Just like a coiled spring launches himself up and moving. You see, I used to be able to do that. I remember when I first started playing, being down, like with my legs doubled over, and being doubled over, and afterwards somebody coming up with us and being like, "I can't believe how small you can make yourself." And now, what happened to us?
I swear this guy could have gone through the snake with his feet flat on the floor and walked through the snake. He was just, it's like, how?
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't short. He was like getting on for 6 foot.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you do that?
Just fold himself in half and move on.
It's like, he's just like a contortionist, just like.
Yeah. Right, I'm just going to give a shout out here. We've got Rich Weidenbauer in the chat here. Thank you very much, Rich, for joining us. He says, "Oh, this is interesting."
Not.
Not the conversation, but the technology. Well, this is it, Rich. I think this is the future. It's like
bound to go wrong. It's Dex and technology.
Yeah, well, there is that. Like, this is the loose women, but with Northerners. Yeah, kind of, I suppose.
Yeah, I've got bigger tits.
Yeah, well, I think that's significantly smaller than the whale. But I mean, how you've been losing loads of weight recently? Oh, Colin, we've discussed this before we got him on. Yeah,
TOS.
Family friendly.
Well, if anybody doesn't know who I am, I'm Albert. Obviously, I run Click Clack Piao. It's anything to do with pump paintball. Well, basically, I just post up any photos I can find on the internet.
And generally, Albert does have a really good knack for finding beautiful pieces of kit. It's I mean that pump, the piranha that was not piranha, the PMR that you sent us.
No, the piranha, you're right first.
Yeah, yeah. The piranha, that was the pirated one. That's beautiful. I've got a real thing for like steampunk and sort of pirated and all that sort of stuff. Just looks awesome. You can't beat a bit of brass like that.
I've seen the double. Sorry.
Why do you think I've got Albert as my admin on Pump Fury?
Yeah. I totally understand. He finds awesome stuff.
That meme I put up that would I think it'd been shared over thousands of times, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Which one's that?
There's a wife standing in a doorway with a face full of hell, and she's saying, "Okay, you did the dishes last night. You're now doing the laundry. Yeah. What paintball crap did you buy this time, and how much did it cost?" And the bloke stand there with his eyes like thinking, "Oh shit, I've been caught."
Yeah. Oh no, I've been spotted. Yeah, that's it. I I've stopped trying to hide it now. Yeah, you don't have to hide it when it's in somebody else's house.
Have you seen the latest one that I posted up? The double pump ion.
Oh God, that went down the wrong way.
I saw that. That looked awesome.
Yeah,
that really did look awesome. Anything's cool with 2 barrels, though.
yeah, that's it. But a double barrel pump. Yes.
Yeah.
Does it have slam fire though? That's what we need to know. Does it have slam fire?
What would be awesome is if you could have it as alternating fire. So as you pump it backwards, it fires one barrel. Pump it forwards, it fires the other.
double air rate of fire. Just
probably is very easily done with the ions because it's just a 3-way. You just reverse the opposite 3-way in one of them. So basically, you have one intake, the other outtake, and then put the opposite on the other side. So it's very easily done.
The thing is, I suppose
that would be cool.
Like with a lot of sort of mechanical markers, couldn't you? I mean, you could do it with autocockers, and there's say like the mech ions that have done that. Yeah, I mean, you've got the 3-way valve in those. There's a lot of like sort of markers can be met that you could exactly do that with. So that
definitely would work with the mech ions because I've seen that done in reverse anyway.
Yeah.
When Gommy first did his inverted commas closed bolt.
Yeah.
Ions.
Yeah, it was just in reverse, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't actually a closed bolt ion. It literally just fired on the release of the trigger rather than the pull of the trigger.
Yeah.
So if you linked 2 systems together with the same, that you could literally have it alternating between the barrels. That would be awesome to see.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is,
it'd be like an old World War II anti-aircraft gun going off, wouldn't it? It's like
that's it. I mean, I can't help but think you probably saw that video that I released. I'm talking like last year at some point. It was the one where I'm upstairs in one of the buildings at MVP, and I was shooting down on players out of one of the windows, and there was somebody complained about how many times I shot people, and that because I was using auto trigger. It's like, can you imagine what it'd be like if you're using auto trigger on a double barrel pump? Somebody.
Well, I've already been accused of ramping with a pump. So
yes, I know. Okay.
Auto response pump.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally auto response pump.
Still, you just can't beat the Phantom of Doom. You can't beat a full automatic pump action.
Don't think Colin's
I have seen that video, but I got a full auto sniper.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Granted, it wouldn't fire anything if I did that because obviously it's got a fluffy shove down the barrel. But
but still, the potential is there. I can see. I'm sure it was M. Carter Brown years ago. I remember reading this. It was a post from this guy that he'd had somebody made him. It was what do you call them? A shroud for his pneumatics on his autococker that looked like a pump handle, and he used to just like slide his hand on it a little bit when he was playing, but he was actually playing with a semi-auto. Like, have somebody have a ref come over. Well, yeah, I mean it's cheating. But having a ref come over for the pulley for playing for shooting too fast, and it's like no, it's a pump. It's definitely a pump.
You can do that with the pump ions, can't you? It just depends on how you rig it up. You just hold the pump handle back and you can basically walk the trigger because you're just keeping the valve open and that you've rigged up inside.
Yeah, and getting it to cycle. You'd probably have a reduced velocity and you'd need a force-fed hopper on it, otherwise it would blow paint back up. But the dog's just come in and stole one of my socks. Come on, come here. Give us that back. Come on.
I'm not that familiar with how the ion pump kits work. I've not done that much research on them.
I imagine it's probably just something along the lines of similar to the way that they used to do the Automag pumps, which I think it was just a case of like removing a spring or something like that, so that it wouldn't return automatically.
I have looked into it, and there is quite a bit more in. It's a lot easier to turn an ion into a mech than it is to turn it into a pump. It's along the same lines. You use the three-way with an activator, but the activator is obviously linked more to the pump handle than it is your trigger.
Yeah.
Put it this way, there was a lot of work involved in it.
Yeah.
I decided to not go along that line. And I'm now looking at maybe just turning the iron that I've got into a mech.
Yeah.
A lot easier. Basically, you just need a three-way.
Yeah.
Well, you've seen my ion mech.
Yeah.
Well, I've been considering, because I think I've got like 2 ions at the minute. I've got one that's got the breach in that you gave us, Colin. The ion that I bought off you a while back now. I've got that one.
Yeah, I've totally forgotten that one.
I bought one off you like ages ago. I mean, it's probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. I got that one off you. That had a cocker breach in it because I didn't want to have to try and then go out and buy more barrels again. But then I got another one, which I put the cocker breach into that one, and because it had a black heart board in it, it had a different style of frame on it. I liked it a bit better. But when I was working on it, one of the battery harness wire cables came off, so I got it resoldered, and for some reason it's not cycling. The motor gases up, holds air perfectly fine, but even with a fresh battery in it, it's not cycling at all. I can't work out what it is.
Ions, I know I killed a board in one of them purely by accident. If you put the battery on the wrong way round on certain boards, it fries the board in seconds, or less than a second. So if you touch the contacts the wrong way round, that can actually just totally kill the board.
I wonder if that could be it. I don't see any reason why it would be it, unless because I mean that's the thing. The board still turned on, but it just wasn't working. So I think I'm just gonna stick a stock ion board in it because I've still got a handful of stock ion boards. So I'll chuck one of them in. Good evening there, Tony, and also good evening, Paul. Well, that's the thing. I'm tempted to stick a normal ion board in it because then I can just cap it at 10 balls a second and just shoot it as it is. But at the same time, I'm also really tempted to put like a 3-way into it and turn it into a mech and just be able to take that out and play. But
I think from what I've looked at, the enemy guts drop straight into an ion.
Yeah. Basically the same gun.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, they're effectively a vibe. And the vibe was just an ion without... I'm sure it started...
The vibe was a blind ion.
Yeah, the original vibe was blind.
The vibe was a slightly different firing can. I think the vibe and the SP1 have a slow start. The way the mechanics of it work, the bolt has a slow start to it rather than being just everything all at once.
Yeah. Well,
which is supposedly how they avoid chopping.
Yeah.
Because they can't see the ball. Allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know that when the Vibe was first released, because obviously they released the Ion first, and then I'm not sure if it was the Vibe and then the Ion XE. I think it was the Vibe and then the Ion XE came later. But
yeah,
I'm sure the original Vibe was basically just like you said, it was a blind Ion. You didn't have any eyes in it. Even though I'm pretty sure there was an upgrade kit for to put eyes in it, which made it into an Ion. But I'm sure did they not run that for a while like they did, and then convert it into mechanical?
Yes.
Yeah, and then
it was when it went
afterwards.
It was when they went to GOG that the enemy came out as the mechanical, and they did.
I'm sure before they went to GOG, I'm sure they had a mechanical Vibe.
No, not as far as I was aware. I know Gomi did some when Gomi was working for Smart Parts. He did some conversions.
Didn't he?
Yeah, he ended up doing some conversions, and they sold a limited run of mechanical SP1s.
Yeah,
that were basically an SP1 with an enemy grip.
Yeah. So I quite like the SP1. I like the idea of giving players a little bit of a more tactical option, because at the time, obviously, there wasn't really the sort of mag-fed markers that there is now. So even then, it was just an ion with a single trigger and some Picatinny rails all over it. And I always remember Mike from Tech PB loved his. He would always go on about how he's, about his SP8, his SP1 in his videos, and he would take that out and he'd play against other like rec events and Living Legends and stuff like that, as opposed to having like a high-end tournament marker.
But the modern day version of that now really is the new EMEC.
Yeah, that's exactly true.
That is the sling it in your kit bag, abuse it, don't need to look after it, pull it out, stick a barrel on it, stick a bottle on it, stick a hopper on it, go.
Yeah.
Isn't that any Planet Eclipse gun?
True. But
to be fair, yeah, true. But this one, the batteries don't go flat.
Yeah, exactly. But even then, you can stick. I mean, I've had the same battery in my. Granted, okay, I haven't actually used it for ages, but I've had the same battery in my E-Tech 3 for probably 2 years at least, and I'm still turned on. And yeah, right now when I turned on, the battery's starting to go, but it still works. And I always go back to talking about Sid from the clan. When Parksy was doing a service on his Ego 7, the clan Ego 7 he had, apparently Parksy had taken the Rama housing out, or the Rama tube or whatever, the lower tube. He dismantled that, and there was 2 half paintballs in the Rama tube. And Parksy put it up. Yeah, exactly. But it was because obviously we were playing a hell of a lot of tournaments at the time. So Parksy said to him, Sid, how was your marker still working? Did you not notice any problems with it or anything? He says, well, I noticed that it was shooting a little bit low, so I just cranked the LPR up a little bit and it cracked on. Just carried on going.
Meh.
But that's Planet Eclipse. The Planet Eclipse gear. It just every Planet Eclipse marker I've had has shot flawlessly. I've never had an issue with a Planet Eclipse marker.
To be fair to Planet Eclipse, they are really anything that they pump out is an AK-47. It is.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously reliable.
Uh-huh.
It'll hold up under all conditions. You can abuse it and everything. It will carry on working.
Yeah.
They're not the most efficient of markers.
No.
They're not far off now. They used to be a lot worse than they are now. They're a lot more efficient.
People used to call them old Egos shit cannons.
Yeah, and that was the other point, is the fact that they all used to be really loud.
Yeah, that was it. When somebody was shooting an Ego across the field from you, you knew, because you get clack, 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 clack. There wasn't
even the modern guns though. They aren't as quiet as their competitors. The likes of Die and that, they are a lot quieter. Even the CS1, CS2, CS or whatever they're on. They're still a little bit louder than the equivalent Die, but Dies are notoriously unreliable if you don't look after them.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, and the last time I owned a Die marker was probably around about 2009, 2000. No, it would have been a little bit later than that. It would probably been around about 2010. And I got one because it was when I was doing things like CPPS and stuff. And from the moment I got me Die, I mean, it was a lovely marker. It felt great. Once it was shooting properly, it shot great. But it was kind of like an old crank-up car. You know, where you've got to wind it a few times before then it'll all of a sudden spur into life.
Yeah.
And it was you'd pop up, and if you hadn't shot it, the beginning of a tournament game, the moment I walked on the field, I'd fire it a handful of times to get it up to pressure to then be able to play a game with it. Because you used to have to walk the trigger for about maybe for a handful of shots, and then all of a sudden it would be like pop, 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 and then go and start firing properly. And that was my bad experience. That put me off Die markers for a long time. And I mean, there was stuff like when the original NT came out, there was 2 lads that played it at Universal. One of the markers literally fell to bits in his hands as he was playing. And that could have just been a kid that was like poor maintenance and stuff. And I don't think the other lads lasted very much longer either. And those sorts of things really put me off dye markers, but that isn't representative of all dye markers. And I think dye does seem to have really worked on their reputation of having bad markers over the past few years.
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually owned a dye marker, but
same here.
Everyone I've spoken to who has had them has said, yeah, they're brilliantly reliable as long as you look after them.
Yeah.
If you don't look after them, they will break down.
Yeah. Well, it was stuff, and I would assume it's been changed since when I bothered with dye markers or anything like when I was playing tournament. But they used to have a bit of a reputation on you had to change the settings depending on what the weather was like. Now I'm pretty sure that's mostly bullshit. But I always remember being told, look, if once it gets into winter and it's cold weather, you've got to change the settings for the cold weather. When it goes into summer and it's warm weather, you've got to change the settings for it to be warm weather and stuff like that. They're changing things like that.
I can actually believe that, because I mean, you look at stuff like Formula One cars and stuff like that. They change the settings depending on the country they're running in and the weather of that country and everything. If you going to because I think that's the thing is Eclipse are really, really good.
Yeah.
Because they're not done to massively tight tolerances. They are tight tolerances, obviously. Yeah. It's a piece of engineering. There's always going to be tight tolerances, but they're maybe not quite as tight as what dye were trying to use.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they get the reliability from, because it's not relying on stupidly tight tolerances.
Yeah.
Whereas dye needs that tight tolerance to work properly and at its 100% best.
Yeah.
So the minute the air pressure changes, it does affect it.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think that'll be fair. Right, we've got a couple of comments here. Tony Fullerton, Planet Eclipse also, if they go wrong, it's normally something simple or because somebody has played with the settings too much, which I think is
totally agree.
How many times, and you lads will have experienced this, how many times do you see, some kid on a field that's going, my marker doesn't work, and it's like, have you touched it? No. It's like, oh, it's a brand new marker, so you've never touched it? No. So why is that scratches all over where the Allen key's going? You've taken it a bit, haven't you?
First words I always say to somebody is check the battery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is, if you especially if you're dealing with older markers, ones that have been maybe in a bag for a while. I mean, not years and years and years, obviously. But
the best one I've ever heard of, the best gun to have a low battery in is an old Mini.
Mm-hmm.
The battery goes low in an old Mini, it goes full auto.
Yeah. I knew a lad that purposefully.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
I knew a lad that would purposefully, and it was only local tournaments, it wasn't anything big, but he would purposefully drain his batteries down so that we went to a local tournament. His gun would go full auto, and then he would, if he thought a ref was going to check him or anything, he'd start walking the trigger again. Anything for a win.
Yeah, I think that was the very early boards, though. I think they've soon changed that.
Yeah, it was.
It was about really 4 nice generations of boards.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did they not have a bit of a habit in as well with the early minis of the boards actually going on them? Because I think I think the mini was.
No, I think the first generation mini had a lot of machining tolerances issues, because with the first generation, if you had a problem, if you had a good one, you never had a problem. If you had a bad one, it never worked.
Yeah. How about if you need to talk off cam, don't forget to mute your mic, just because obviously anyone else hearing anything.
Did that come through
no, it didn't really come through.
Right.
I heard you say something. I think it sounded like you said name or something, but
no.
What you're saying. But it's just for your own privacy if you want to have a conversation.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had people walking behind me.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't mind. I don't think anyone else will mind. But obviously, if you want to have a private conversation or anything, don't forget.
Sorry about that.
But right, so a couple other comments we've got from Ben. Just catching up, the SP1 and then the Vibe basically copied the level 10 anti-chop system. Well, yeah, so I mean that would explain the well, I think, to be perfectly honest, I think there's been a lot of companies have copied Automark tech. I mean, if you look at what was it, the And the original
Phenom.
Yeah, that was it. The original Phenom.
The X7 Phenom. The Mini.
The XVR.
The Axe. The XVR.
The TPX. The TPX is a level 7.
Well, the TPX was the first one to copy it.
Nah, the Phenom came out way before the TPX.
Did the Phenom come out before the TPX?
Yeah, I'm sure the TPX. I'm sure the Phenom was out in like the late, what would have been the late 2000s. And I don't think the TPX came out until the early 2000s. I mean, they might have been development around about the same sort of time, but
I know when I first started playing the X7, the original mechanical X7 had just come out.
Yeah.
The Tippmann A5 in a slightly boxier body.
Yeah. Well, that was, I mean, it was because obviously you got when you bought the A5, it didn't look realistic. But then that was one of the beautiful things about it. People clamped everything that they wanted onto it and made it.
I think I think that must have been Tippmann's aim with the X7, because basically when everyone made a load of aftermarket stuff for the A5 to make it look more like real stuff. So basically, Tippmann went, well, we're not making any money off all those extras. Let's make something that we can have, and we can make our own extras to make it.
Well, yeah, there was definitely a lot of that. But with the X7, it was kind of like they went, right, we're going to give you something that actually looks more like a real weapon now. Then you can clamp some extra stuff onto it, as opposed to having to literally start right from scratch. They gave you something that was already sort of semi there.
And you had the magazine that had got all the Allen keys in it that you needed just in case to field strip an X7. Not that you'd want to take one of them apart on the field, because you'd end up losing all the bits.
You never want
6 million screws to take out.
Yeah, but didn't Die kind of do that as well with the Dam, where they actually gave you a mag that did house some tools in it?
Was it the mag? Did they have the? Was it the little mini mag was like a spare battery, couple of Allen keys and stuff like that? I think it was more a case of so you could take the bolt out the back and clean through.
Yeah, but I think it was with that one, they had that mag in there, and I think that mag was ideally meant to be for, you would just leave that mag in so it always had a mag and filled the mag well. But then it was more for if you are using a hopper on the top of it. So you had something that looked semi-tactical, but then would use the rotor. Right, getting a couple of comments. Tony Fullerton bought a CS1 last week for 200 quid. Bloody hell! Went through it way over greased and factory reset and proper service, and it worked perfect. And that's a bargain, that, man, Tony. You can't go wrong when you get stuff like that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, when you can get your hands on deals like that. I mean, that was effectively what I did with my E-Tech 3. Was a kid had bought it. He'd hand painted it, which was terrible. It was therefore known as the Fugly E-Tech. And
but it looked good.
Well, it looked good to me. 25 quid for a fully functioning paintball gun. You can't go wrong with that. It wasn't fully functional when I got it, but what it needed was some eyes replaced and I think it was the cup seal. Once they were swapped, perfect marker. Right, what else? We've got, again, Ben Optimus 1. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Ben, again, the Mini and Axe were based off an entirely different platform. Thing is, though, I mean, when you actually took a Mini apart, I know it looked kind of similar to an Auto Mag, but wasn't totally the same. Tony, the Die Dam had a toolkit in the mag. Yeah. Amy, hello there, Amy. Welcome to welcome. I was going to say the Low Energy live stream there. That's the wrong stream. Welcome to this stream. And are you talking about my headset or Albert's? Because I think both look kind of cool. Also, Tony Fullerton, lucky was at the local field and bought it on a whim as he had used it and worked, and then just stopped halfway. It was only simple. Well, thank you very much there, Amy. It's not an expensive headset. It was just cheap when I got off Amazon. But yeah, Tony, it sounds like you're getting yourself an awesome deal. CS1 for 200 quid. I think you've hit on pretty lucky there.
Just to go back on something we were on about, the Phenom was released in 2005. The TPX 2009.
Right. So it's a little bit earlier than I thought there, but because the TPX came out after the Tiberius markers, didn't it? Because the Tiberius.
Oh yeah, definitely. They've been around years. The
Tiberius. Yeah, the Tiberius 9.1 or 8.1 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think it was originally
they've been out years.
8. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Tiberius.
Yeah, there was the old style T15 as well.
I can't even remember that.
It had like about a 3 foot long straight feed mag. It was the only Tiberius that wasn't based off the pistol layout.
Was that the one where the mag was actually longer than the bipod that they had on the promo images?
Yes.
Yes, I remember that. I totally forget about that.
That was the old T15.
Oh, Amy says the guy who's sitting on the beanbag looks very serious. I think that's you, Colin.
I'm not on a beanbag.
It does. Is it like? Have you got like a blanket or something over just a desk chair? Have you?
It's a maternity cushion behind me on the sofa.
All right. But yeah. I mean, I'm pleased you reminded us that, because it reminded us of that T15, because I can remember seeing the promo images of that giant mag that was on it. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure
you can use the mag. You can literally use the mag like a shooting stick.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I was going to say. It was like, I remember seeing people saying, and I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it myself, what's the point in the bipod? Like, there's literally no need for that.
The other gun that had a toolkit in the mag was the Empire T15.
Yes, yeah, because the T15
or BT. It was BT originally, but then went to the Empire.
There was the TM7 and TM15, wasn't there? And
yes, that's the one. TM15, not T15.
Because they weren't mag fed at all, but they were made to look really realistic. I'm pretty sure the T15 didn't sell very well, did it? But the TM7 actually sold reasonably well.
The TM7 sold really well, but was plastic body. The TM15 was a fantastic scenario marker. I ran one for years. I ran one of those, and they were stupidly quiet because they had the front portion of the barrel was ported into the body in different baffled sections, and it was just so quiet. So quiet.
The problem was, if you had serious soup issues, it meant that you had to do a complete strip download, didn't it?
Yes. Which meant taking about 3 million screws out of the thing.
Yeah. I can remember those, because they were basically just minis inside of a tactical body, weren't they?
Yeah, they were a mini. They were literally just a mini inside an aluminium or a plastic clamshell. But they shot really well. They were really quiet. Accurate. The only downside was if you put an aftermarket barrel in it, it no longer ported into the section, so it was actually made it louder.
Yeah.
Which is the opposite of every other marker that you put an aftermarket barrel on.
Yeah. And the thing is, especially for all, you're still gonna be able to shoot people out with a stock barrel. Most people want to put aftermarket barrels on the markers because it is gonna, you're gonna be able to get better paint to ball match and things like that. So obviously you're gonna want to do that, aren't you?
Aftermarket barrels? I don't know what you mean. I mean,
So the TM15 was way better than the TM7 then, because the TM7 I had was an absolute pile of
poop.
Yeah.
The thing was, the TM7 did sell really well because it looked like MP7. Yeah. So it looked like something that was going to be light and nimble and everything. But as with most tactical markers at the time, like if you look at the SP8, it was, they were all like these really cool looking markers and stuff, but then you had to stick a tank onto them, which then draws away from the fact of them looking tactical like people wanted them to be.
Or you run a remote line.
Yeah, you run a remote line, but then it's like trying to run a remote line and do things like swapping hands. If you're playing paintball, like the way that paintball is played by people that play at a really high level, then swapping hands with the remote line just isn't really an easy thing to do. It's possible, but it's just something that gets in the way.
Yep, totally agree, because I did it for years.
It was owning a TM7 that put me off realistic looking guns.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, the TM7 was loud and the triggers weren't as good because obviously plastic on plastic is never going to give you a nice smooth trigger.
Yeah.
That was where the T15 had it over the TM7 for me, because it had alloy body with the plastic trigger and it was on roller bearings and it just worked so much better.
Right. We'll go back over into the comments here, see what people are saying. So Tony was the first high-end marker he got. I'm guessing that would be in reference to like the TM7 or the TM15 or something, or no, it'd be the CS1.
CS1,
yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Got an absolute badge in.
Yeah. I mean, how much is the CS1 retailing for? It's got to be like in the high.
Too much.
That's it. Too much for any of us. Yeah.
I think when they were released, they were about 1,500 quid, weren't they?
Yeah, that sounds about right for a high end Eclipse. I mean, maybe in around about like 2030, I might be able to afford one. But at the minute, no, way out of my price range.
Yeah, but to be fair, they're on the CS2 now, so they've come down. They've had 2 generations after, because they've had the CS1, the CS1.5, the CS2.
Yeah, but that probably means that they're down to around about like 600, 700 quid at the minute. Still a bit too much.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever paid £200 for a marker.
I think the only thing that depreciates more than a high-end Eclipse marker is a Range Rover.
Yeah, very, very possible. Right, this one I think is for you, Colin. From Amy. Lol, he doesn't reply to the fact that you called him serious. He just corrected the fact that it's not a beanbag.
I can't remember what was it. The one with the beanbag. What was the comment about?
I'm just trying to see if I can find it. The guy who looks like he's sitting on a beanbag looks very serious. And then doesn't reply to the fact that I called him serious, just the fact that corrected that he's not on a beanbag.
Well, at least that confirms that it was me that you were on about, not Albert.
Yes, yeah.
Albert the Blueberry.
Cheers for that. It's the lighting.
I think we're gonna have to pull together, Albert, and get you a nice bright light on the top of your monitor there.
What he doesn't tell you is he's been on a factory tour of the Willy Wonka factory today.
Should we just start calling him Violet instead of Albert? From Ben, a Mag has the valve integrated into the bolt. Totally different to a Mini. And Optimus 1 was the board that the original Minis were shipped with. Right. Thank you very much for that information there, Ben. I think we're going to have to try and convince Ben for it to actually come on stream as well at some point.
The Oracle.
Yep, that's it, the Oracle. And not the WGP one. Rich Weidenbar, Colin with no hair looks scary. Well, that's it. I mean, you're going for what's his name? The Kingpin.
Kingpin, yes, in September.
Yeah.
And this fluff will be coming off for that.
Glad you said
lipworm. Yep. The lipworm and the chin fluff.
Yeah. See, I just feel strange now with aftershave. It's like I'm torn between just letting it grow and having a full-on massive ginger beard, and also not liking having a full-on massive ginger beard. It's like I have to like keep it short and yeah.
Are you trying to keep next to you are weird?
Oh yeah.
If you grew a full-on beard, if you grew on a full-on beard though, you just look like a really short, fat version of Tormund.
I could live with that. You know what it is? I could live with that. I mean, Tormund, Giant Slayer, and Bear Slayer. What was it? Bear Slayer and Giant Slayer.
Giant Spain.
Yes, Giant Spain. But do you know that? Have either of you actually read the Game of Thrones books?
No.
Right, but there's. I'm sure it's in the book. I don't think it's in the show. But Tormund is basically supposed to be like a massive Billy bullshitter. But there's one of his stories where it's like he's caught out in a snowstorm, finds this cave, and he says there's a wildling woman in there. And, he gets his blood up and decides, right, I'm going to have some here. So he wrestles on with her, but it finally gets her out of her furs, and him and her lay together for the night. And the next morning he wakes up and there's just literally a bear's skin. It's like it's meant to be implied that he fucked a bear.
Yes, he does say that. He does say that in the TV show. I remember that one.
Yeah. His story with sleeping with a giant, or killing a giant and then crawling into bed with its wife. Why would the giantess feel the need to breastfeed him?
Perhaps she already had a baby, thought it was that.
Well, that is entirely possible, I suppose. But my baby's in its crib over there. I've just woke up with this other small creature in bed with us. I'll just breastfeed it. Well. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the comments.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at the comments, actually.
Tony, you've pulled away from Magfed recently. All right. Is there any reason for that, or is it just because you've decided that you like more tournament style equipment, or what's the situation? Let me know.
Well, can you not remember what happened to him? I think I would be pulling away from military simulation.
Yes, that is actually a very good point, Albert. Yeah, that. You see, I must admit the whole milsim thing is kind. I keep seeing milsim gear and thinking, yeah, that's cool, but I also know it's not for me. I've tried going down that route before, and it just wasn't for me.
See,
yes.
I've put my money where my mouth is.
Mm.
If I wanted to play Magfed or milsim, I'll go and play Airsoft.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know what it is? I can't argue with you on that.
Kick him off now. Saying that disgraceful word.
Well, no, we're allowed to say Airsoft on stream, and he admitted that if he was going to play something else, then if he wanted to do something, then he would go off and do something else. I think that's fair to make it clear. But that's it. To me, the way I kind of see this, Airsoft is predominantly for those guys that want to go down the route of playing milsim and want to be hardcore milsim. And it seems like the majority of the minority of airsofters, the speed softers, they're what most of us would consider to be. If us three were to go over and play Airsoft, we would probably play along the style of speed softers. Whereas, and obviously in paintball, the majority of our players are the tournament, fast-paced, aggressive, all that sort of stuff style of players, with the minority being the sort of the hardcore milsim guys. So it's basically Airsoft and paintball. They're just two opposites. That's the way I kind of view it. And I if somebody does want to play speed soft and Airsoft, I'm fine with that. I don't care. That's not my thing. And if somebody wants to play Magfed within paintball and wants to go full milsim in paintball, I don't care either. If that's what they want to do, as long as they're happy.
Yeah, I'll still shoot them. Yeah,
that's exactly it. I don't care. If that's somebody's play style, if they're on the field having fun with us, I don't care what their play style is. If somebody wants to run out and play bolt action with literally a musket or something like that, I don't care. As long as they're having fun, that's what I want to do.
To be fair, if someone's running around with a musket, that would be pretty damn cool.
Yeah, the thing is, if someone's going to do that, they have to go full hog, and they can't. You've got to have just one solid tube. There's no bolt action or out like that. You have to drop the ball down the barrel and then feed it in with the rammer sort of thing. If somebody did that, that would be brilliant. Just tally ho, chaps.
Well, you could do that quite easily with paintball, because you could just take any semi-auto gun or pump action, and you could just put the ball in the end of the barrel and push it down with a fluffy. Boom.
Yeah, the problem is, if you actually have a breach on there, let's face it, once shit hits the fan, you're not going to care about. You're not going to do that. You're going to cock it, stick a ball in the breach, and then reload it. But if you were to do something say take an ion, Mech Ion, right? Bear with us. Mech Ion. Get yourself a Mech Ion. Make another breach that just took the feed neck off, just completely cap over the feed neck. So your only option is to single load them down the breach. That would be awesome. Then you're gonna be down behind a bunker, ramming a fluffy down the barrel, going, get in there!
It would be hilarious. It would be absolutely brilliant.
Awesome. Yeah, it would be absolutely awesome. In fact, I believe that at the moment we have our current machinist. If only I knew somebody that does machining in the chat. Chan.
Would that be the Candyman?
Yes, it would be the Candyman, and he can. Chan, how about you build us a vintage style musket cannon? Yep. Thing is, he'd probably do it as well.
What do you mean probably? He will.
Right.
He's probably already started now. You've said that.
He probably has, yeah. Right, we have
He'll be finished by the end of the stream.
Yeah, probably, yeah. That's it. He's away to work now. Right, we have a request from Rich Weidenbach. What is the game in September, Colin? Can you give a shout out for that one, please?
It is Superheroes versus Villains at Skirmish Nottingham. It's the 20 something. I'm not sure, and I daren't leave the chat, or I'll not be able to get back into it.
No worries. I'm having a look.
Yeah, I am one of the faction leaders for the Villains faction. So please sign up. We need all the help we can get. Villains haven't won yet in the history of the game, so
right.
We need to turn that round.
Right, I'm just having a look here now. I'm waiting for the page to load. It is 27th and 29th of September, unless that's
29th. That's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I believe there will be a 2-man tournament on the Saturday, which is where the whole Pump Fury thing came from last year, having come second with a pump versus everybody else. Though the winning team were both using mechanical markers as well. So in the final, there was only one Electro in the whole final out of 4 players.
Yeah, that is awesome.
I think was a victory in itself.
Damn right it is.
Mr. Mike Tate and AJ Purnell are faction leaders for the goodies. They are the heroes. As Mike would say, Wakanda forever. But yeah, it's a good family fun game. Get yourselves down there.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so I'm actually hoping that, because I think it's been going for 2 years now.
About 4 years now.
Yes, I didn't think it actually.
I'm pretty sure it's been running. It's run every year, and I think it has been 4 years now.
And I know that they've raised a lot of money for charity as well.
Yeah, because it's a different charity every year. I'm not sure what the charity is this year yet.
I've been informed that apparently this year's charity hasn't actually been announced yet, but I believe it was last year's. It was promoted. It was put forward by, I believe, Nikki T. And according to information I was given,
Emphasis.
Sorry,
is it Emphasis? I think it is. I think that's how it was pronounced. It was a very long word, and I can't remember how to pronounce it.
I was told that apparently the game raised around about 10 grand for charity last year.
Yes,
which, that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the guys down at Skirmish do a fantastic job, and for anyone who's been playing a while, if you can remember the legendary game that was District 10. Yes.
Yep.
It is the same site. It is a fantastic site, and it is very well looked after.
It was a great site. That was, I believe it was District 10. It was part of the Super 6 series of around about 2011. You'll see that 2010, 2011. So that
And
one
we had snow.
Yes. Oh yeah. Because
freezing fog dropped down to about -9.
yeah, that was awesome. But it always sticks in my mind because obviously the night beforehand, paintballers like generally like to have a bit of a drink, and it was the Saturday night where all the paintballers just descended on this pub in the town centre. Took over
Workshop.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Took over workshop took over a pub and workshop, but then had a massive snowball fight in the street outside. And then me and some of the other guys from Nest went up and had a sit down Indian meal. And when one of the lads when the guy was getting drinks, the waiter said, what do you want? This one of the lads goes, can I have a pint of Stella cider? The guy was just deadpan, right? See how his face dropped. Just went, we don't want fights in here. And then just ordering the rest of the meal. Okay, mate. We weren't planning on kicking off, but it's okay. Yeah.
Right. To be fair, the snowball fighting workshop probably was probably actually good behaviour for workshop.
Yeah. Right, and so drop in the comments a second here again. We've got Tony, nothing wrong with a ginger beard. I totally agree, Tony. And if that is your style, then I respect that. But as Colin says, I think me with a ginger beard, I just look like a specky Tormund from Game of Thrones. And a tubby specky.
A short, fat, specky Tormund.
Yes, all my positive features. Tony, downside is you could look like like you did in the paper and look like a covert terrorist. Oh yeah. But on the plus side, you did get your face into the papers, so every cloud has a silver lining.
Your 5 minutes of fame.
Yep. Yep. So then we had Chan saying, "What up? Hello there, Chan. Welcome to the live stream."
Has he built your musket yet?
I don't know. This was when he first dropped in, so we've still got a way to go yet. From Tony, get him out. What else we got? I'm keep trying to dodge where I've got my camera here, so I actually see what people are saying. Right, Tony. This one. No, I like Magfed scene and the tactical and the way that you have to play it, but you do just enjoy rain and paint across the field. Yeah, I totally understand that. Sometimes it's nice to just go out and spray paint. It's like sometimes I will just go out and play with a normal tournament marker. And to be honest, the amount of times that I actually play with a normal tournament marker is vastly reduced from what I originally used to do because I can't trust myself.
Same. Pump or mechanical.
Yeah, that's it. I literally have to forcefully handicap myself when I play.
Well, I went out at North v South. I went out in the morning with a pump.
Yep.
And in the afternoon, I went out with EMEC.
Yep. Yeah. It's just too easy when you're playing with a semi-auto to just spray paint down the field.
Yeah.
Right. Next we have Rich Weinbach. You strongly disagree that MagFed being Milsim. And then Chan's responded, not all MagFed is Milsim, but Milsim is MagFed, which I would totally agree with both those statements. I do not believe that all MagFed is Milsim, because there is certainly not. I mean, you can't say that a guy running around with an airbow is Milsim. I mean, you could make it Milsim, but realistically, it's not.
Have you not watched Rambo? Or The Avengers? No, it's Hawkeye.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah.
I mean, but to be fair, yeah, you can't say all MagFed is Milsim.
No, definitely
it's not.
Yeah, I mean, you've got people that go out with wearing their normal tournament gear and playing with things like Hammer 7s, or playing with tournament markers that have got TPX converters on them and things like that. Oh, yeah, it's totally true that not all MagFed is Milsim, but you can't deny that there is a very large there is a very large group of Milsim players that do play Magfed specifically because it is more Milsim. But yeah, definitely, like Rich says, not all Magfed is Milsim.
Yeah, doesn't Alabaster Slim play in a Get Hawaiian shirt with a Milsim?
Yeah, brilliant example. I mean, that's it. I mean, he wears the tack vest because obviously, I mean, if you're using mags and stuff, it makes sense to use equipment that's designed for carrying mag equipment. And also, he doesn't wear a tack vest. He wears a bandolier, or at least he used to. I'm not sure if he still does.
Another dual pistol wielder, the Reaper, is
yes,
not really Milsim.
Again,
having a skull over your face is not Milsim.
And a kilt.
And a kilt.
Yeah.
And a kilt.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. But it's like all of these guys, their gear is functional, but you can't say that they're Milsim. Another prime example, and it's exactly like you said, a Kimbo pistol user is a Kimbo Assassin, or alternatively known as Midnight Angel. He's a Magfed player, but you cannot say that he is Milsim. He is most definitely not. I think he, out of everyone, is probably the least Milsim Magfed player. And he's a bloody good Magfed player as well.
Now, would you class Wolf as Milsim? When he plays Magfed? Because he's using a die dam.
Yes, but he is using a box mag, and that is a genuine role for a Milsim sort of player. Wolf is effectively a heavy gunner. He's the guy. Wolf is the guy that.
Yeah, but he tends to run box mag for scenario games.
Yeah,
and then mags for Magfed games.
The thing is, you don't really see that much from him where he's actually using mags. It generally tends to be he's box mag, which I can't diss. Because again, I mean, Wolf, if that's the side he likes to play, that's then cool. And also, that is, he's playing a legit role that would be seen in a military unit. I believe in the British Army there would actually be 2 heavy gunners normally per 8-man unit.
Pass.
I believe in some instances with the British Army, you'll have like IC, 2 IC. You'll have 2 LMGs, the rest are riflemen, and I think you basically have like one of those guys will carry a radio as well. Although that'll be a radio that's capable of connecting with the basically base camp
headquarters,
headquarters and that sort of stuff. And then each squaddy will, I think, is given like individual comms, but then connecting back to whoever. I think that's the situation. I mean, obviously, I've never served, so I'm not exactly sure, but. That's as I understand it.
You know more than me.
Yeah, I was in the Army Cadets. So right,
I wasn't.
Hey, I needed the discipline as a child. God knows what I would have been even worse.
Ooh, that sounds kinky. Somebody's got something for you, Colin, at speed.
Oh right, I thought you were referencing to me there.
Who's saying that?
Garage at Chandler.
Yes,
he has something for you at speed.
Yes. Colin, you are going to love it. I'm telling you now, you will absolutely love it. I'll love it. It is amazing. And
is it something I've been waiting a long time for?
I don't know on that one. I'm not sure. You might have. I don't know. I don't know if this is something that you've talked about with them before. So I don't know. I'm not saying what it is, but it's just so cool, and it is.
Well, I've only got a week to wait.
Yeah, it is exactly. It's something that I know for a fact you will love, mate. It's something that's completely your style.
And Richie Wong, I am not going to swear on live on telly, but
thank you.
What's that? The sort of the big brother. Please do not say "fuck a bugger." You are now live on Channel 4. Please do not say "fuck a bugger." Right, going back to the Magfed stuff. Rich Weidenbar. I was at OMG's Fight Club yesterday, and people are running and gunning more than in Woods' ball game with electro markers. I think that's perfectly reasonable. I think it's like, obviously there isn't the pain in the ass, so it means that people do have the capacity to make more moves. Yeah, I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a lot harder to pin
It is.
somebody down when you're only firing a handful of shots a second as opposed to 15, 10, 12.
It's the same with playing. If you had a team, a game of all pumps, though, wouldn't it? You can't get the fire rates down or the consistent fire rates.
Yeah.
Or accurate fire rates, because when you're auto triggering, your accuracy goes out the window.
Yeah. Auto triggers for when you're moving or when you're really close.
I reckon at speed we should have an all pump team like.
That would be good. Yeah, it would be fun.
You know, on the Saturday when they're doing the tournament.
Yeah.
So next Saturday.
Yeah, that's it. It's next Saturday. Yeah.
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 Yes.
Quick shout out. Hello there.
How many do we need?
I think they're just 3-man events. I think they're just 3-man tournaments.
Sorted.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Although I think I'm supposed to be playing with Chan and Rich as well, so I might have to just be off the field, on the field, off the field, on the field, and I think if it comes down to if it's me, Chan, and Rich, and me and you two playing, are meant to be playing at the same time, I think it would be they just drop it down to 2-on-2 and me for they walk off or something. I think that would be the fair way to do that. I think.
Just take one for the team, and we'll all shoot you.
Yeah, just start off in the middle of the field. Yeah, I could do that. You know, just literally start in the middle of the game zone.
Can play in Pump Fury t-shirts.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but then it's gonna get messy. I want to keep that t-shirt nice and clean, but
it'll wash off.
True. This is something that I've had conversations about with Airsoft as God knows how many times about the fact that we're not shooting tins of Hammerite at each other. The paint washes off.
Yeah, paint has developed over the last 20, 30 years or however long.
Yeah. I think it's about 30 odd year ago they were shooting oil-based paint at each other. So, now we can wash our clothes. You don't have to throw everything away after each game.
It doesn't stain.
Yeah.
Chan's asking a mech or electro. I'm guessing he's on about the tournament at speed. I think it's a mech tournament, isn't it? Because isn't Planet Eclipse supplying
mechs
guns for everybody to use?
Mm-hmm. I believe they are. I'm pretty sure they actually are.
Yeah, I believe there is. Is there not a mech and an open tourney?
I'm not exactly sure. To be honest, I'm just kind of going to rock up and do whatever I need to do.
Yeah, Chan's saying there's both.
Right. Nightmare says, eat, sleep, mech, repeat. And Richie Wong, so much weird gayness happening here. Well...
Yeah, Richie, you should know.
Yeah, Richie, do you want to join?
It'll take us another hour to get him in.
Yeah. What's that? Encephalitis. I think is that Chan taking the mick out of what was?
No. That was the charity.
Yeah.
Last year.
That's what I was meaning. It's like he said light is.
He's telling me how to pronounce it.
Right. Richie Wong, D10 in the snow was amazing. It was a really good game. Actually, I think I have video footage on my old YouTube channel of
it. That was where I single-handedly tried to hold off the Warriors.
It can be
before I joined the Warriors. I tried to single-handedly hold them off when they were all running McDevs.
Yeah.
On crazy fire rates, and there was about 15 of them. It didn't end well.
But was it fun? That's all that matters.
It was fun. It was fun. It was painful, but fun.
Yeah. That's it. I suppose crazy fire rates, you're probably going to get a little bit extra love, aren't you?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think that was the game where I'm sure I was playing alongside KitKat, Andy Routledge, and someone else, can't remember who, and they were both starting to turn around and walk off, and I just respawned and I just like screamed and charged at this whole load of enemy players, and they just stood and watched us running at them, and because the lads I was with had their back to us, they thought that I was actually starting a fight, but I just ran at these guys and was like battle tag before I got shot. I think I got like 3 or 4 of them before they realised what was going on. But yeah, that was.
I think my single best move I've ever done was at Speed in the first year they ran it, when I literally got round behind and barrel tagged the entire other team.
Yeah.
Including Albert, just after he's had a whiz.
Yeah, two more seconds earlier, and you would have get the shot, mate.
Is that did you mean to have an S at the beginning of that word there? It's not a C. Not a C there, Albert.
It adds whole new meaning to barrel tag, that does.
Yeah.
I hadn't even pulled the zip up. I'm like, what the bloody hell?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And there's me thinking I'm miles away. Nobody will see me. I'll just go behind this tree.
Yeah.
And then along I come and barrel tag you. Dear.
Did you wait for him to put it away as well?
Oh, dear. To be fair, that was the weekend I gave Albert his pump.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would have been a nice way of me.
A grown man cry. Grown man cry.
Would have made a nice way of me saying thank you and a pissing all out.
Guy brings a whole new meaning to screen free. Oh, yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
Chan's asking, how does he get in the stream?
How does he get in the stream? Chan, do you want to come on stream? Right.
2 hours later.
Well, this is it. I mean, we're trying to invite him.
I mean, it will be midnight by the time he gets in here, but
It might be midnight by the time he gets in. You never know. It might work. Chan, if you want to come on the stream, send us your email on Messenger, and I'll send you an email with the link to the stream on it.
you have to be using desktop or desktop web browser.
Yeah.
As well, as we discovered.
Albert, you sent a link over for the Techno Viking thing.
Yes.
Nice one. I'll have a look at that later on, mate.
Yeah, it's the video explaining everything that happened.
Right. Right. So I'll just invite Chan here. Invite people and right. Like we said, Chan, you'll need to either be on browser on your phone, or you'll need to be on a desktop browser. Right. So.
And if you're on the browser on your phone, you need to have it in the desktop mode, not normal mobile mode.
Nope, that's it's amazing I can spell Gmail wrong. Right.
Did you get the G wrong?
No, I got the mail wrong. I think I put like Amil or something. Right, and send. Yep. So, Chan, you should have that invite sent to you any second now.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah. It didn't exactly work very well earlier on. This was supposed to start at 8:30 and didn't start at 9:30. So, right, what we're seeing, what's been said in the comments here while we're waiting to see if we can get Chan in. That's it. D10 in the snow was amazing. That's from Richie Wong. Rich Weidenbar. He was wearing 5 layers for that game. Yeah, that's it.
I don't blame you. It was bloody cold.
Yeah.
Can you remember one of the renegade rebels was running around in a pink them skin tight lycra suits because he was a prawn. I was Jesus Christ, man, he must have been freezing.
Yeah.
Wasn't Cherie Black Widow?
Cherie was as well, yeah.
Yes.
I was like, how people were playing that in that. I mean, I went and bought myself a dye beanie that turned into a balaclava because I was Baltic. Like, are you just trying to hide yourself there, Colin?
No, I'm just trying to. I've had to put my phone down because I've got to pour myself another.
Right, another nice family friendly beverage. Family friendly beverage, Colin.
That is family friendly.
Well, I suppose. Right. Just gonna have a quick check here and see. No, Chan hasn't responded. I'm assuming he must be trying to work it out at the minute. Hopefully we'll get him in. Right, Richie Wong, frostbite paint for the win that day. Yeah, I think that was.
That's naughty, that, because we weren't allowed to use it, but people were. If you remember, we were barred from using that by the landowner, but people were still using it.
Yeah, I believe that there was one team in particular that just went, "No, we've bought it. We're using it," and literally walked through the staging area with like a pallet truck thing.
Yeah, the Warriors.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say names there. I'm trying to be like nice.
Trying to be politically correct.
I was not necessarily politically correct, but I was trying to keep some anonymity there.
Well, the fact that a certain person who had organised the game had been told that Frostbite could not be used months before the game, and then proceeded to not tell any vendors this.
Yeah, that was it, and was also at the same time pushing another type of paint. Everyone come buy this, and they I didn't know that it wasn't going to be available on the day and all this sort of stuff. But
yeah, you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah, it's obviously
we're not going into that subject.
No.
Yeah, I think it's best leaving that one alone.
It's been and done and gone, and
let's forget about it.
Long done with now. Yeah. Right, so what else is saying? Everyone's guns were playing up. Well, many of us. Mine didn't, because I was using an autococker before they were cool. For the second time. Yep, that's it. I was playing with my WGP Outcast, and I was raining paint. In fact, I was raining paint that hard that I actually used it. I used that clip of me shooting paint, spraying paint down range, as evidence of why I didn't use the turbo pad in Call of Duty. Like, yeah.
I think I was using my TM15 at that point.
Yeah.
My hopper died because of the cold.
Yeah.
I had a rip. My rip clip just would not work in the cold.
Yeah.
So I ended up borrowing a rotor off somebody.
Yeah.
But I was carrying 2 bottles and about 16 pots.
Yeah, well, that's not unlike you, mate, is it? That's not something that you do.
That was more my old style of just rain paint everywhere.
Mate, you use a max loader now.
On a pump.
Yeah, true. It's on a pump. I'll give you that one.
Yeah. District 10, I was using an old Razorback 2.
I can remember when you used to use that.
Oh.
Just checking on Chan, seeing if he's having any luck getting into the chat, yeah.
He'll be having as much fun as what we were having. Yeah. He'll be downloading all that stuff we had.
In about an hour's time, he'll probably get on fine. And like Rich says, and the snowball fight in the high street, which that was good fun. I'm sure it was basically like all the paintballers in the pub versus some local kids.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Nightmare. It's why I use a mech in winter. Well, that's it. You can't go wrong with a mech in winter. For the most part, it's just when you have like extreme conditions. I mean, no, they weren't conditions that you would kind of expected in the UK. It was bloody.
It was extra cold that year.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of snow, but it was just ridiculously cold.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, I know I didn't live far away either, and it was I was like I was debating on whether to actually risk the roads to get there.
Yeah. Well, that was. I mean, we drove all the way down from obviously up here, so we got right down, and then it was
probably like summer day for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, down south. Yeah, anywhere south of the wall is south. Yeah, up here, north of the wall, we do not kneel. Right. Yes, that's it. Well, I'm Ginger. I'm from north of the wall. However, what much more do you need? The Romans couldn't handle it. People now can't handle it.
Oh dear.
Rich Weidenbar, Magfed games. I think Magfed players prefer the pace and lower volumes of paint in the air. Yeah, I'd totally agree with that. And I think that's why they people like myself. We've lost Albert.
No.
Yeah, I think that's why people like you, me, and Albert get along so well with a lot of Magfed players, because we're not shooting ridiculous amounts of paint. It's we seem as if we're like. Well, I think it's that going back to what I said earlier on about we've forcefully sort of restricted ourselves.
Yeah, I just find it so much more fun to restrict myself rather than just blattering a load of paint and then totally wasting it.
Yeah, well that's exactly it, and it's
there is nothing more satisfying than getting that one shot after someone, especially after someone's blatted a full hopper at you, and then you just pop out one shot, boom, bye.
Oh yeah, totally. That's it. It makes so much. Steve McCrosty, hello there. I haven't heard from you for a long time, Steve. Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, like you said, Colin, it's the getting shots on people like that. Dropping one shot down range and hitting somebody, it's so satisfying, especially like you said, when they've been spraying paint at you and they really, really putting in effort to try and get you out. It just makes it so much. It's so fun, and knowing that you're not wasting loads and loads of money. I mean, yes, it's like we talked about earlier on. It's fun to just spray paint sometimes, but it's also fun for to take your time, for to do something else for a little while.
Very true. Very true.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to, since we've dropped Albert, I don't know if we've lost him properly here, or I don't know if he's turned his cam off. I think he's actually gone from the chat for now, but I'm trying to see if we can. According to this, it says he's loaded the link. I don't know if that means if he's lost the link or. Oh. Aha! There we go. We've got him back.
Is that the right?
Yeah, I'm back.
Nice one. Welcome back.
I don't know what happened there.
It's probably just dropped it. Right. Now, guys, I'm just going to mute my mic for a second, and I'm going to have to go to the toilet, so I shall be right back.
So you're leaving your live stream in our hands.
Don't get us kicked off of YouTube.
Albert, over to you.
What are you trying to say, like?
I suppose I have a pint glass right here, so I could turn my camera off for a second and just go, and nobody would know.
No, we'll not do nothing, honest.
Right. What you could do, obviously, keep the chat entertained here for a moment. You see if you can get Chan in. I don't know what's going on with him at the minute. He hasn't actually responded, so I'm thinking he might actually be trying to download stuff still. Or he's gone to sleep or something, maybe. I don't know. Right. I shall be right back.
Colin, what is the name of that gun that you have? Is it, I think the manufacturer's, is it AK? No, AKA, yeah. Can you imagine?
Aka LMP.
Yeah, that's the one. Can you imagine what them guns would be like if they were still making them now? Like how efficient
I
is that
dread to
gun?
think. Well, I've got 3 Excaliburs now.
Yeah.
And one of them, which is my unmilled one, I ran at a game up at SPC, which unfortunately is a site that's no longer open. I was using a 0.8 carbon fiber wrap bottle that was filling to about 2.5K, and I was getting about 6 lock lids out of it.
And how old's that gun?
That's no 3.
So you can. Hello.
There's a Chandy man who's half
good.
naked. Half naked Chandy man.
No.
Who was the last that's joined?
Oh.
Oh.
It worked.
How are you doing, Charman? How are you doing?
He's having his hot cocoa before he goes to bed.
While you were away there, Dex, I was just saying to Colin there about his the marker that he has. It's like, what? Christ, how old is it?
My 03X gal.
Yeah.
Caliber.
How ridiculously efficient them markers are.
I can only hear you, Colin.
Ooh. You not hear me?
Can you only hear me, Chan?
Yeah.
Try muting and unmuting everybody. And turning your camera feed off and on again. That was the issue I had.
See, no. Oh, Dex is now muted. I can see that appeared on my screen. Oh, he's gone altogether.
Dex is muted now.
Yeah, I can't hear Dex now.
There we go.
Now
I've turned my own microphone back on.
that helps.
Right.
Can you hear everyone now, Chan?
No, just you.
You can only hear me. He only wants to talk to me. That's what it is.
Can everybody else hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, they can all hear you.
Yeah.
I'll mute them. There we go.
On a tree. And now people's feet. Failure rather not.
Mute.
Muted now. Now I can't hear him.
Muted myself. Why have I muted myself? That's just stupid. Right. And now unmute. Why is oh great? I've muted Chan and now I can't unmute him. Unmute. Why won't you unmute? All right, and bye, Chan.
Chan, Dex has muted you, but he can't unmute you.
Nope, I thought that had worked.
No, I can't hear him.
How about now?
Oh,
there we go. I can hear him.
Right.
Oh, no, he's muted again.
Oh, God damn it! I should not be allowed anywhere near technology.
Can you hear me now? No.
Chat,
you're muted.
Chat, don't stop doing stuff.
Be quiet. Dad's in bed.
Right, I can hear Chan there now.
There we go.
Right, yes, I can hear him. He's like, yeah.
I still can't hear the blueberry or Dex.
Cheers from the blueberry, you son.
You can only hear me.
Yeah, before we do this again, Albert, I think you're gonna have to like find a lamp. Just put one right beside you.
I have no idea what you're saying, Dex, but the motion,
yeah,
I don't want to know.
That better.
I'm not sure, Albert, to be honest.
Now you look like a blueberry from a horror movie.
Oh.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory just went all dark on us.
What? Wasn't there? I'm sure there was a film a little while ago where it was actually like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory horror film.
Didn't someone just dub over the top of it and they were like, this is what Charlie and the Chocolate Factory would have been if it was a horror, and they just cleverly edited it and basically.
I'm not sure. I'm sure there was actually like a proper Charlie and the Chocolate Factory horror film. I'm gonna have a quick Google of that. And
He's still not hear us. I'm guessing by the blank look in his face he can't. Oh, he's gone altogether.
and he's back. Aha.
Scary.
I can hear him.
I think we can hear you, but they can't hear. You can't hear them.
It's just them two.
You can hear. It's amazing that you can hear me, but not you two.
Yep.
That's strange. I wonder if I try. I want to.
Not that I listen to Dex much anyway, like, but
I'm offended by that. I am highly offended by that.
Yeah,
I'm trying very hard to lip read, but it's not working very well.
Willy and the Wonka recut horror
that's for Saturday,
trailer.
Dexter.
So basically, they got the original film, recut the trailer so that it was a horror.
Right.
What's Chandy Man's present for me at Speed then?
Give him a sec. I've just muted him. I'm just thinking, like he could just put the audio on from the group chat thing.
Yeah.
And just like listen to it in like 3 minutes time.
I
Yeah,
might try
Colin.
hanging up and rejoining.
Oh, Colin, tell him to do that. Watch it through YouTube. Like the
Yeah, but-
audio through YouTube. Like I say, there'll be a Cali delay. It'll be quite funny.
He's gone in the conversation after like 5 minutes.
Them pair. Oh,
Yeah, he's gone. He's
he
going to come
said
back.
he was going to try and come back.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying about them guns. Can you imagine how them guns would be now if that company was still making them?
Yeah.
I mean, you were saying you got what, 9 lock lids for a gun? That
I got 6 lock lids.
6 lock lids.
6 lock lids out of a 2.5K fill on a 0.8 bottle.
On a gun that was made in 2003.
Yeah.
I mean, you imagine if they were still making them guns today. It'd be ridiculous.
But this is it. It's aha.
Did it work?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Alexa is still not making any noise.
Oh, yeah. You still can't hear him then. See
I'll
if
just-
you try
We
muting.
we can definitely hear you.
I was just
Try
throwing
muting.
shapes there to see
Try
if you-
muting and then
I just got-
unmuting them.
Yeah.
If anybody's actually watching,
around like some sort of ginger magician.
if anybody's actually watching this on YouTube with me, thinking, "What the?"
Well, according to this, we actually have like
Dex has got a
7
problem
people
with his downstairs.
What?
We've actually got 7
we
people
trying to
watching this
record?
shit.
And 3 of them are in the chat.
Very pot, yeah. Actually, that's a good
Got a
point.
lovely HD video feed of Albert, if that's any consolation.
What? What was that?
I think he's saying that my camera
again.
good. My H.
I said
He's
I've
got
got a
a,
lovely HD video feed of Albert, if that's any consolation.
Can Chandy Man hear us now?
no.
Sounded like he was actually responding there.
No, he was just saying that he got a good feed of me for some reason.
Ah, right. It's probably because obviously when you're talking, you go to the full screen, so he'll be seeing that, which obviously he'll be able to know that we're talking, but
High def blueberry.
yeah.
Right.
I'm just wondering if there's anything I can do from like our end.
2 seconds.
Probably not. You'll end up shutting the whole thing down. You know that.
Yeah, probably. Paul Cross, it's better than what's on TV, but the bar isn't set very high for a Monday night. Yeah, but it's a bank holiday Monday
True.
night.
Oh, just help myself to a can of pop that I nicked from work.
Okay.
like Colin's Colin's birthday cake.
That was a pretty bloody awesome birthday cake.
Yeah,
That was an awesome birthday cake.
but especially saying all the ingredients was nicked from work.
Chan, are you trying sharing broadcast?
He must be.
He's sharing screen.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh god. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh man. Oh. Oh, burn.
Oh, that was epic.
And he's still going, he's looking for more.
Is that just because he can't get his sound on him?
I think what he's doing, he must be playing the audio through his
Well, right now I've got the live stream playing through my phone, but there's a bit lag.
Yeah, it will be a little bit behind Chan. Fucking hell, that is brilliant. I'm just wondering.
I can breathe now.
I don't know what that does, but I've just tried changing something on Chan's settings, but
Sounds painful.
yeah.
Dexter, you should know by now you shouldn't touch technology. The whole thing will go down now.
Well, so far the stream has worked mostly all right. It was just an hour behind, and yeah. Catch you later, Nightmare. Thanks very much for dropping in. Chan, can you hear her? I'm guessing that's a no.
No.
I'm gonna turn that down.
That'll be a no.
I'm gonna mute him and unmute.
No, yeah, I can. Well, I can.
Anything there, Chan?
I'm just laughing at what Paul put.
Judging by blank expression, he can't hear you.
I can hear you, Colin.
Have you read what Paul's put?
What's that?
It's better than what's on TV, but the bar is set very low on a Monday night.
Can you still hear me, Colin?
Yeah. I'm wondering.
Well, you have the low energy live stream on a Wednesday. This is the low bar live stream.
Yeah. Well, we still have yet to name this. Yeah, we'll have to try and come up with a name for this thing.
Pumpageddon.
Well, I don't think it can be Pump again because we can't always guarantee that we're going to have just Pump players on. I mean, Chan's definitely not a Pump player, but I mean, the fact that he's half naked at the moment does kind of slightly worry us.
He has got a Pump Fury t-shirt.
Yes, that's true. He does have a Pump Fury t-shirt.
I wish to God he was wearing it now.
That's not very nice. He's a very pretty girl.
Feeling good, he can't hear a word we're saying.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Does that mean that he can't hear now?
That's the 3-minute delay from when you were talking about him.
Yeah, wait, see, I can still hear Colin in time with what you're talking about, and then I hear him a couple of minutes later.
We can't hear you now, Chan.
You just can't hear me at all.
I can't hear you. I can see you talking, but I can't hear you.
If this is a regular thing, I definitely think we need
to
try and work out some sort of script, like questions we're going to ask each other, etc., etc.
Maybe, yeah.
What about
now? Right, Chan.
No?
I can hear you there now.
I can hear you.
Speak.
I'm guessing you can only
I can hear you now.
You hear me now?
Hear me now. Hear me now.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but whether or not you can hear us.
Hear me now, brother. Right. I don't know what's just happened there, but I tried turning something up on the control room setting for Chan, and
you've just had him on his volume on low all the time, haven't you?
Well, no, according to this, everyone's volume is on low.
Oh, he's gone.
Paul across Oompa Loompa and the Blueberries live and uncut.
Yes, I fixed it.
You fixed it.
No, you can hear us.
Had to bounce between 2 different channels, 2 different accounts to actually get in here.
Yeah.
Right. I've got no idea why your volume is set like right in the middle, and all of ours are set really low. But if it's working, that's all that matters.
Leave it alone, Dex. Don't touch it.
I'm gonna close the control room.
Don't touch a thing.
Control room. And there we go.
I swear you've got like a big red button on your seat, so every time you sit down, it makes everything go wrong.
No, that's just all the head.
Oh, I heard that.
What?
He's saying that you've got the big red buttons in my head.
That's not nice, John. That's not nice.
The big red blueberry.
Violet.
I don't know why I'm so red.
Mate,
it's got to be the lighting.
I wonder if I can. Right, I don't know if this will work particularly well, but. See, oh no, that doesn't work very well.
Oh, go Power Rangers!
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that light back on. There we go.
Oh Jesus, Colin, man!
Right, so I have actually got to. Oh, what's going?
Oh, they're just playing now.
Yeah. Right, I do actually have something to talk about. Right.
Yes, go on then.
So, have all of you seen Mike from TechPB uploaded a video just the other day? It seems that he's starting to get back into making YouTube videos again. And
yes, I did see he uploaded something.
Yeah, he uploaded a video about how to sort of keep new players in the game. And it was basically just him saying, like, look, take spares with you, and not necessarily take a spare marker or things like that, but take equipment for fixing gear. Some argues, come on. Yeah. So take spare gear like O-rings, batteries, tools, and all that sort of stuff. So that if a player is if a new player is struggling, you can stand a chance to help them get the gear up and running again and take it back out. You know, what do you think of that?
Not a bad idea.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Yes. Good man.
Shandy man.
Yeah.
I've got no pants on, like.
Well, as long as you got pants on in the van next week, it will be all right.
That's not usually how it goes down.
Yeah, you start off with your pants on, and then I take them off.
Family friendly.
Yeah, that's it. Trying to be family friendly. Yes. So like I was saying, I know Chan always takes loads of gear, like loads of spares and things like that with him. And I think it was at Paintfest. We spent I think it was about like 10 minutes or something, because there was a lad beside the Chronos where his gun just wasn't working. Nothing seemed to be you couldn't seem to get everything up and
North versus South.
Yeah, that was it. North versus South. Sorry, and we actually took some time to try and help him out. And it started off where he was by himself, but then like his team seemed to like drop in and start and try and help as well. But I think it was mostly Chan actually got the kid in the right sort of direction, and I think we actually saw him on the field like a little bit later on. He was actually out playing. And it's the fact that because some of his gear was brand new gear as well, and the fact that it wasn't working would put an immediate downer on his weekend. And I think when it's something like North versus South, and it's a potentially very big event for making an impact on a new player's career in paintball, it's going to make a massive difference. Chan, what are you doing?
I dread to think.
Trying to see the screen.
But yeah, and it's like things like that, and I do think it makes a massive difference for new players. That being able to help encourage them and to keep them coming back, because if you give them a good experience, the more likely they come back.
Yeah, totally agree. Help Noenda people out in that sense,
That's why I keep going back to
batteries.
What was that, Chan?
That's why I keep going back to you.
Yeah.
Well, help new starters.
Yeah. Well, I've got to learn somewhere. But yeah, it's like I think we've all kind of done that at some point of actually stopping and taking the time to help new players out. And I think it's something that I wish that, and I do think paintballers as a whole, we are quite a friendly community. But I wish it's something that people would do a little bit more. And I'm not saying that obviously that people don't, but I do think that it should be done more.
Yes, yeah, totally agree. I know I've chucked out no end of batteries to people where batteries have gone flat, they haven't got another one.
Yeah.
Particularly at walk-ons where they're not readily available at trade stands.
Yeah.
The buffoon just helps himself out of my battery box.
Chan, we'll all help ourselves out of your battery box.
Is battery box a code word by any chance?
No, it's just bulging.
Yes, he has a bulging battery box.
I have the power.
Yeah. The Duracell power.
But
I've got some lithium ones now.
Awesome.
I found they didn't work that well.
Yeah.
Which ones?
I tried some of the Energizer lithiums.
Energizer ones. These are like an industrial lithium one. They're like 1,500 milliamp hour. They're about £7 a battery.
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Ouch.
Not that I paid that.
Yeah, you see, I just tend to use like Poundland ones. And then complain that my gear doesn't work and go on a huff with it and go back to using a mech.
I was going to say your Phantom doesn't take 9 volts.
The space inside the
Knowing Dexy would probably try that anyway, because it means it fires faster.
Yeah, that's getting the one that has flame stripes at the side.
I know a pump that does take a 12-volt battery.
It does when the grip gets hot.
Yeah. What was that one, Albert?
There is a pump that does take a 9-volt battery. I don't know what you use the battery for, but it actually does take one. The KP3. KP3 Plus takes 9-volt battery in the handle. For the life of me, I don't know why, but it does.
What, the Azodin?
Yeah. The Azodin KP3 Plus. They never sell them in this country. They only sell them in America.
Yeah. I was going to say it because I had a KP3, but not a KP3 Plus.
Yeah, the K3P Plus had a 9-volt battery in the handle.
I wonder if it's a Sear Tripper.
Yeah, it'll just be a Spider-style Sear Tripper.
So they've put an electronic trigger on a...
Yeah, electronic single trigger, probably, yeah.
It's basically like along the lines of if you take the Noid off an E-blade and you can swap out a pump kit onto the front of an E-blade's autocock and leave the E-blade frame and use it like that. That was what I did when I was first starting to get into pump play. I bought a pump kit for the cocker that I had, but I didn't have a trigger frame for it, so I had to use the electrode frame, even though I was playing pump. Same sort of principle, but I just think that wasn't
MQ pump.
Yeah, the MQ pump from Hawaii.
Ruining paintball as we know
it. Richie Wong says the C3.
I was going to say I have a pump with a battery in it, and it's a AAA.
I've just Googled.
In fact, I've got 3 of those.
Yeah.
I've just Googled it, and it was for a shot counter. That's the only reason they had the battery in the hilt.
Right.
Oh, that's disappointing.
That's strange, yeah.
That's a Zordon for you.
The thing is, shot counters don't really work because the count won't even near dry fire, and it's not. Well, you haven't actually fired a shot, have you? You've just dry fired it.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle counter.
Yeah, but they'll even count shots.
It'd work with a gun with eyes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose if you did it with eyes.
Yeah, but you can turn eyes off.
And then the eyes would also count.
Well, don't turn them off then.
Basically, a shot count and a game timer.
Yeah.
Oh, old school.
Yeah. You know, when we were actually playing at North vs South, when we were playing the 3-man, I noticed there was a lad who had I think it was like a stopwatch taped to glued to the top of his hopper. And that is like proper old school style.
I used to have an egg timer.
Yeah. the turn you upside down ones.
No, I haven't been playing people that long. It was a digital one.
Just right. Game on.
I think I've got the name for the Sunday live stream. It would be the Blueberry Bashing live stream.
Instead of the Dexter bashing on a Wednesday, it's the Blueberry bashing on a Monday.
Yeah, the thing is with the Blueberry bashing, I'm kind of worried as the crowd that will make drawing.
Viewers are viewers, Dexter.
True, that's like clicks on clicks.
Blueberry bashing clickbait.
That's the scary thing is, look, he is white, but my head's bright red.
It's all the vodka, isn't it, Albert? It's all the vodka.
I wish.
Yeah. So I think somebody asked earlier.
I know what it is. It's all that Strongbow dark fruit you've been drinking.
Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. How did the match go yesterday, Albert?
Have you seen his face?
Yeah. That good, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who put that? Richie Wong by any chance?
I believe it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony Fullerton. Just thinking now, Albert reminds him of the guy from Coach Trip.
Oh, don't start that one. I get it all the time. Either that or bloody... Oh, they were on Britain's Got Talent. The fat guy who came on dancing with his son.
Stavros Flatley.
Yes, Stavros Flatley. I get that as well.
I don't even know who that one is.
Stavros Flatley.
Yeah.
Basically, if I take my glasses off, I look at the spit of them.
Yeah.
And the other one's that bloke who's been in loads of movies. He's a...
Buster Move.
Buster Blood Vessel. No. Oh, I'm trying to think of his name. He's been in loads of films, and I get called him as well.
Right.
Dr. Evil.
No.
$1 million. Right, where they're all trying to fight.
Yeah, Stavros Flatley. There you go.
Stavros Flatley.
If he puts it back up again, I'll take my glasses off.
Right. Say something there, John.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bit an image.
Kinda. Right. I think it was talking about getting new players in and loaning them gear and stuff. Tony says, gave a guy his spare axe, and he's now gone out and played with it and loved it. Now bought himself a gun, and he's back down next week and should always help out any way we can. I totally agree. Yes, we should always try and help out and do whatever we can. But that's
this is my excuse for owning so many markers, so I can lend them all out.
You can sort out an entire team. Twice.
Yeah, I probably could run my own.
Is that not what you do, Dex?
What?
Sort out entire teams.
Oh no! Hold off.
Not lately, Chan. No, after the second time my stomach had to be pumped, I kind of just decided to cut that on the head. Yeah, that's a horrible thought, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chan, because I don't know how you're doing it, and I don't want to mess around. But if you Google Omar Dali, was it Omar Dilly?
I think I know who you're on.
The stand-up comedian.
Yeah, Omar Dajili, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, they say I look like him and all.
Omar Jalali.
Yeah, every time a Gladiator or something comes on telly, I used to get skid at work. Or the Mean Machine, you know, the film Mean Machine? Yeah.
Yeah, Mean Machine.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah.
It's Albert with a tan.
Not quite as purple.
Yeah, well, at the minute.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So we're gonna have to see if we can get you some chewing gum, Al.
Chewing gum?
Yeah. See if you can, like, how long you can chew it for.
Oh, yeah.
You stop it, when you go to sleep and when you're having your dinner and stuff.
Back in a second.
No worries.
It could be worse. He could be orange, and then he'd just be the Tango Man.
Well, that's sex.
No, I mean in the you know when you've been tangoed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tango Man,
Would you prefer Fanta pubes?
Would I prefer ginger pubes?
Fanta pubes.
Or Fanta pubes? Fanta pubes, ginger pubes, tangy balls. I've had them all at some point.
Nigerian sunset.
I don't think I've actually had that one. So Paul says, had a teammate order some 9 volts from eBay. When they didn't work, he opened them and found out there was a stack of button cells. I've heard of that being done before. I've heard about people selling like dodgy batteries like that. Now you can actually use the small batteries in things themselves as well.
What's that? What's that, Mr. Chandyman?
I'll let Dex finish his.
Oh no, I'm finished with that. I'm finished talking.
Hey?
Go on, Chan.
No, what have I missed?
Chan is showing stuff off.
Oh, that's to go on the end of the gun, isn't it? Yeah.
Silencer, but as in for dry fire testing, which will screw into the front of this Stella tip, which means you can check cockers.
Bloody smart man there, war Chandy. Yep.
Just because the one that Planet Eclipse made for the LV isn't actually long enough to clear the front pneumatics on most cockers.
I think it's
how inconsiderate.
Disgraceful. Yeah.
I mean, I did make an extension for Ben's one so you could remedy that problem, but then I thought, well, just bypass it completely, make a new thing.
So does that fit all Stella tips there, Chan?
It'll fit. Well, the Han Solo tip is going to have a thread in the end of the barrel, so you can use it as a barrel tip, and obviously just the silencer on. But yeah.
Have you considered making like, is that the tip the same threads as the muffler thing?
How do you mean?
I'm just wondering, could you like mount a Stella tip on? Could you mount the Chan tip onto another Chan tip onto another Chan tip, and just have like a series of like barrel going up and down like that all the way along?
No.
Like what they did. What was them barrels that they did that with?
Hammerhead link.
Yeah.
it was at North versus South. Yeah. They fired it and the ball just rolled out the end.
Yeah. Was it not something like 21 foot or something that they did?
3 people were holding it. I remember that. And then they pulled the trigger and the ball just rolled out the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good one that way. Because I can remember the video going up on YouTube and them being just like walking down, videoing the entire length of the barrel. Was it not from something like a X7 Phenom as well, or an X7?
Yeah, it was right outside of BZ. It was Paul Banks was one of them holding it, and they got all the every single Hammerhead barrel the BZ owned. It was then the actual owner was there at North vs South, the one and only time he'd been in the country, and they did it as like a promo thing, and they nicked every single barrel the BZ had. I mean, there was 3 people holding the damn thing.
Yeah. Do you think it would have snapped?
Under the weight, if one person was holding it, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder what the longest...
I don't know about snap. It'd probably just pull the threads out of the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably the more realistic sort of possibility.
It was the same event that I got a photo of me wearing a pair of angel eyes. That's why I keep on winding the Americans up with.
Yeah.
Where do you get that mask from?
Yeah. Oh my God, where can I get one? Where is that? Oh, what kind of mask is that? And it's just every time it's just like, oh.
That's quality. I just love doing it.
Yeah. It's like I think
mask that never was.
Yeah. They had a prototype and they were allowing people to wear it.
Yeah.
So I've got a photo of me.
I tried it on there.
Yeah.
Well, I tried it on at that one as well.
Yeah,
See, I never particularly liked the design of the mask, so I was never. It was one that I never planned on buying myself. But I was like,
to say how big the lens was, you had a very restricted view.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. It seemed like there wasn't much in the way of peripheral vision.
Do you not think it looked a bit like a Transformer head?
Kind of, yeah, like Bumblebee.
Yeah, like Bumblebee. Yeah, off the new movies.
The thing was, I always thought, and I don't think I was alone with this, but I always think it kind of looked a lot like the prawns from District 9.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Prawns, mate.
Fucking prawns.
Fucking brilliant film. Yeah, absolutely brilliant film.
I wonder when they'll do a sequel.
I don't know. I think it could go either way. That they could do one, and it could be really good. But it could also
Disney will buy the rights and kill it.
Oh well, they'll turn a prawn into a princess.
Yes, there's a thing. Now that Disney own Fox, does that mean Corporal Klinger from MASH is now a Disney princess?
Yes, I suppose. But haven't Disney bought the rights to Aliens, which means that...
Oh, no, please, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't it something like the fact that since they've bought the rights to Aliens, Ripley, well, the Xenomorph is technically a Disney princess.
I thought it was better when Corporal Klinger was a princess, like, but it's proper over the top of their heads. They don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
Nah, I know.
Chan doesn't know what I'm talking about, do you?
I was never...
Colin, you never watched MASH? Colin, you never watched
Not
MASH?
as old as you, mate.
It's been on telly, donkeys.
You're about 20 years older than me.
They keep on repeating it. It's even on telly now.
It's another one of those that is like loved that much that it still gets repeated now.
Corporal Klinger basically was a bloke who was trying to get himself out of the army by dressing up as a woman.
Yeah, was it 4F? Where, although I'm not sure 4F was what they declared if you couldn't go in the first place.
What?
It's basically where you try and define yourself as being mentally insane.
Catch-22. Ever read the book Catch-22? No. If you're pleading insane, you're basically sane, so you can't plead insane. It's called Catch-22. Yeah. They're actually making a program out on Channel 4. It's quite a good book, and it's a comedy. It's coming on Channel 4 soon.
Yeah.
If you have a dodgy Fire Stick, you can watch it already.
There's a lot of people have those boxes.
Nah, nobody has boxes now. It's Fire Sticks, isn't it?
Well, that's it. Yeah, there's a lot of people have those Fire Sticks. Sticks.
Fire stick eye.
Stick eye.
Yep, a sticky fire. Napalm.
Is there anything that Disney don't own now? It's getting a bit beyond a joke.
Well, they currently don't own this live stream.
Yeah, that'll be coming next.
We're going to have mouse ears on soon.
I really do actually wish I had a set of those ears lying around or something, so I could just be like, Disney don't own this live stream, and then they move off camera and come back with a set of those ears on. Just like, and now a word from our sponsors.
He's gonna get one. Look.
Yep. Go on. Is he gonna do it?
I'm trying.
So Disney now owns Aliens.
Apparently so, yeah.
Oh my good God. So there's another film franchise that I like they're gonna ruin, like Star Wars.
Mate, they've already ruined Aliens now. Go on then, Chan, say the magic words.
What?
You've got to do the... And now, a word from our sponsors. Hey, kids!
I thought he was going to start doing the song. M-I-K.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. I reckon I could have seen Chan in the Mickey Mouse Club, like. Yeah.
It's over their heads. They don't know what we're talking about again.
Yeah.
Saying that, like I'm talking to a person who thought Blackadder was Monty Python.
I remember watching Blackadder when I was a kid. I still refuse to believe Blackadder was like in the early 80s or whatever.
Well, when it first started, he was a bit of a buffoon, and he wasn't the real main character, and he was like the Joker. It was only later on that he turned into the main character, and all the jokes were other people around him, and he was being more like sarcastic. I mean, honestly, the very first one, it actually bombed. It was really bad, the first season.
Yes, I did think...
I wasn't born in the early 80s.
Neither was I. Neither was I, but I still know what Blackadder is. My time placement is slightly off.
Ginger time traveler. Ginger time traveler.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not a time traveler, but I can't also say that I am. So
it's better than an overripe blueberry.
He's not
old, he's overripe.
A blueberry that likes mash. Albert, are we slowly losing you there?
All I can see is a little pink dome.
It's like somebody's got their thumb over the lens of a camera.
Yeah,
Where's back? I think he had a bit of camera droop.
I was doing it on purpose. I pressed the trigger on me on the chair.
I see you just slowly.
Ironically, that's actually improved the colouring.
Has it?
You're slightly less purple, more pink now.
That better.
Yeah, that's all right.
Tony, I know what Blackadder is. I just got the time wrong. Right, so Tony says he was born nowhere near the early 80s or even the late 80s, and he knows what Blackadder is. That's it.
I was late 80s.
Yeah, I know what Blackadder is. I just got when it was made.
So you claim.
I genuinely thought that Blackadder was like made in like the late 80s and early 90s or something. Can't believe that it was made in like, what was it, the 70s or something?
No. 82 seconds.
Early 80s, yeah. That's Tony. That's what I thought, but it's not the mid 90s. It was like early 80s. Also, Paul says Chappie was the next in the series.
15th of June, 1983.
There you go, 1983.
1983, awesome. Yeah, I genuinely thought it was a lot later than that.
Yeah, Chappie was similar sort of story, but it wasn't a follow-on from District 9.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it was meant to be like a follow-on in any way, was it? Because there was never anything mentioned.
Same voice actor.
Oh, yeah.
I can't be that old. I was 11 when the first Blackadder came out, so I was too young to actually watch it. It was after The Watershed.
Yeah.
When did it come out? 82?
Yeah.
83.
I was -6.
A twinkle in your father's eye. Yeah.
But I wasn't even that at that point.
I was -12.
All right, yeah, okay. Make me feel old.
I was only born in 88, so like, what?
He's still older than me then.
Oh yeah, I'm not that much older than you.
You're older than Colin, Dex.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
By a year.
I don't think it's even a full year, but
So February 89.
Yeah, July 88. So it's only like, what, 7 months? So there you go.
Chan's just a wee boy.
Yes, he's only a wee tiddler.
He's a babby.
You've not complained in the van.
Yeah. Well, what can I say? I like toys.
He likes a toy boy.
I dread to think what goes on in that van when you go to paintball sites, I tell you.
Well, you know, the same
an invite, Albert.
van stays in the van.
Don't come and knock on
You
the
shared
van
a
and
hotel room with him.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, we're
Was
not
it that traumatic an experience?
Yeah.
I don't think we're that bad. I think we're mostly all right.
And Nest Albert Manwich.
Yep.
That was a good weekend, though.
Yeah. That's it. It was a good one. Yeah, I just kind of got that as well there.
Colin, that site needs to run a big game. Yeah. Colin, your local needs to run a big game.
Well, there is possibly a big game or a scenario game being run there at some point, but it's very early stages at the minute, and the people organising it are going to be scouting the site out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say any names of it because otherwise I'll get hounded and everything, but yeah, there is a game organizer coming for a site visit at some point this year.
Ooh.
Brilliant.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And it's a well-known great game organizer as well.
Yeah, I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling I know who it is. I'm not going to say
suspicions, but
yeah.
I know.
Shush, Chan. We're being elusive here.
What's that? You being a loser?
Every day.
Trying to be aloof.
Every day of my life, Chan. Right, so top of the Blackadder thing. Tony says makes you feel old. He was -14.
Wow. Wow.
That
makes me feel old.
14.
Hang on, there's people younger than me here.
Yeah.
Yes, you weren't the last person born, Chan.
You're good at it, aren't you, Chan?
Also, Paul says hardest book to read. It's so confusing, but I'm not sure if what's that in reference to. I don't know if that's in reference to Richie saying 4077.
No idea.
Yeah, not sure on that one. Yeah, I think we've got no more comments there at the minute. Right. So, has anybody come up with any names for this yet? Then?
I could think of a few. I could think of a few names, so I don't think it's broadcastable.
the technical problem.
Yes.
Edit.
Dexter ruins the internet.
The technical problems podcast.
Oh, Dex does the internet instead of Debbie does Dallas.
Right, so the technical problem broadcast.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go. That'll do.
Hopefully next week we might get on a bit quicker.
Yeah. Well, although
now we actually worked out what we've got to do.
I still haven't worked out what I've got to do. Like,
no.
What I am thinking though, either I'm not sure how this is going to work, because if you are up for doing this sort of like on a regular basis, the problem kind of comes down to when are we going to do it. Oh, and it was Catch-22 is a hard read, right? So yeah, if we decide that we're going to do this as a regular thing, we'll have to maybe have a bit of conversation about when we're going to do it, and we're going to maybe do that off air. But the problem is, if we're going to do it on a weekend, then you've got the problem of people being at games and things like that.
Like next weekend?
Yeah, that's it. Like next weekend, obviously, we'll be at a game.
Do it live from Speed, from the back of the van.
You know what it is? I probably could do that, but I think it would I don't have unlimited data on my phone anymore, and I couldn't necessarily do it from that. It would eat through data.
I would just go and lend the Wi-Fi in the bowling alley.
Yeah, go Nicky's Wi-Fi. Yeah, do it from the bowling alley.
That's actually possible, but
the bowling in Blueberry live stream.
Yes.
We could play a game then. Which is the ball and which is Albert?
Just hand the camera along the rack, and then one of them's Albert.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this. I mean, I suppose we could do something for a little while at actually at Speed. But it probably wouldn't be like a full broadcast. It'd probably be to Facebook as well, because I can't stream to YouTube from my phone anymore. So
well, nobody can, thanks to them idiots in New Zealand, can they?
Yeah, even though it was Facebook that did it. It was Facebook where that live stream happened. But yeah, basically, obviously, you can't do unless you've got over 1,000 followers on or subscribers on YouTube. You can't live stream from your phone anymore. So I suppose
start creating fake accounts.
Yeah.
And all
possible.
You just gotta do 250 each,
Yeah, I suppose we could all get together, because I'm guessing we're all going to be
Dexter's PB Lab 1, Dexter's PB Lab 2, Dexter's PB Lab 3.
And then just set them all to watch my own videos and rake the money in.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could just do a short stream from our phones next week. They would literally be all of it on one cam or something. I don't know how it would work, but it's something that we'll do.
I hope it's got widescreen. You need a wide angle lens.
It's all right, Chan Small. He can get down in front of the wall.
I've heard that Chan likes to get on his knees. Yeah.
You could live stream the go-kart racing.
No, you were both there when Dexter was on his knees while Colin unloaded on him.
Video of that on my own channel.
Yeah, I thought that was getting turned into a meme. That would have been hellish.
Yeah, I think that would have made a good GIF. I don't think it would have made a very good GIF from my point of view, though.
It didn't make a very good video from your point of view, to be fair. There wasn't a lot that you could see.
Yeah, true. I have no idea what that's supposed to move. Yeah, but so yeah, we'll have to have a bit of conversation and see when we can maybe all get back together.
Try and script some questions as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that we could do. I was wondering why I was
rather than talking about Blackadder and blueberries.
Yeah. Definitely no more blueberries.
No, that's going to be a weekly topic.
I'll see what colour I am next week. I should do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Colour me face in, so next week I'm a different colour.
Be a Smurf next week.
News from the Blueberry Corner. Right. Anyway, guys, I suppose we'll. I think we've been on air for quite a while now, and it's 10 to 12 as well. And
An hour less than we should have been, but
yeah, probably an hour less than we should have been. Yeah. Although, who knows, if we're getting started at the right time, we might still be talking now anyway. So, right. Well, I guess thank you very much for joining us, guys. Unless anybody's got any final words, which go on, have fun. I suppose we'll take this to a close. So, does anybody have any final words that they'd like to say before the live stream ends?
yeah, go and sign up for the villains at Heroes v Villains at Skirmish.
Good.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
And if
I second that.
I'll probably try and tag along.
I'm definitely going to try and get to that event.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a good one, and I think it seems like it's going to have a really good turnout.
It's always a cracking weekend, so yeah.
I've just noticed from Tony there, and now is the part of the stream where Brendan the Blueberry answers your questions.
It's a good job you're thick-skinned, isn't it, Albert?
Oh yeah, you got to be a paintball, haven't you?
Yeah.
Thick-skinned or blue-skinned?
Especially a blue one.
Yeah.
What was that there, John?
Thick-skinned or blue-skinned?
I'm definitely going to colour my face in another colour next week.
I'm hoping you turn up to speed looking like Papa Smurf.
Some nice red pants and a white hat.
Now you got a red hat.
Yeah? Is Papa Smurf on a red hat?
Yeah, Papa Smurf had a red hat.
All the rest have white, and Papa Smurf had a red.
Yeah. Oh. I thought he had a white hat as well, just red pants. But yeah, well.
Yeah, actually, I think you're right, Dexter.
Oh,
didn't he not? Was it not red pants?
I don't know.
It was red pants and red hat.
Oh.
Chan can go as
Gargamel.
What's it? Gargamel.
Yeah, he had a red hat and red pants.
There we go. Right, I'm going to end the broadcast here, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Now, I'm going to stop the broadcast, and I'm not sure if that'll actually end the call or not, but we shall see. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and we shall see you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.